All right. Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? Got a little bit of a cold. Always fun. Probably too much excitement the last week with the wedding and just everything going on with that. Back in Orlando, let me get the camera framed up better. Back in Orlando, base camp, if you will, for the next couple of days as I work to go pick up, excuse me, all of the equipment left out from Milton. I'm gonna meet with some people. Oh, good. Looks like my webcam has decided to be goofy with me. Come on. Maybe we'll just hear me and not see me today. There we go. Let's see if I can get it to. The gremlins have come out. Come on. Seriously? Oh well, you just have to hear me and you won't be able to see me, but I'm not the star of the show. The data is, right? Yes. So let's take a look. Let's go back to the the Zoom or my webcam isn't working and do the screen share and we will go over and we'll take a look at some things here for this morning discussion. Um, Not my best one, but hey, I wanted to make sure I was here. So here we are. Got an area of interest down here in the, excuse me, Southwest Caribbean. 40% chance of development over the coming days. We've been seeing this in the model guidance for several days. The pattern becoming more favorable, so this is not too much of a surprise. Luckily, nothing down there really brewing up too much just yet. A few showers and thunderstorms down here just north of Panama and Costa Rica. But over the coming days, there should be more concentrated areas of convection trying to develop down there. We don't see much on the vorticity chart just yet, but I do expect that this will start to fill in. I got to use a thicker stroke line. There we go. This should start to fill in, and once we see that, we'll get a better idea of where any potential consolidation could and should happen from that point on. Water temperatures, excuse me, down in this area, certainly still very warm relative to average. Pretty much everything you see in this color right through here that I'm outlining is a degree Celsius warmer than the long-term average in these oranges in here, 2 degrees Celsius. So lots of anomalously warm water. We've known that. That hasn't changed much at all. And just in case one of these model runs that has been showing this system trying to get into the Gulf of Mexico turns out to be right, water temperatures are cooling off the 26 Celsius line, which is about 80 degrees Fahrenheit, right there. So only extreme South Florida and the Keys would have water temperatures that are warm enough to support and maintain any kind of a feature. However, if something hypothetically were to track in and move rapidly off to the northeast in whichever direction it comes from, you're going to still have potentially significant impacts from a fast moving system. So don't let these water temperatures being cooler fool you. Hopefully, we won't have to deal with it. But just in case we do, there's still a little bit of energy left, and we just need to watch because there's some indication in some of the ensembles that we may have to deal with this in the Gulf. Very low probability, but not zero. All right. And so this is the operational. You look at three different operational runs. I use this blue color to highlight stuff as needed. GFS from the 6Z. Want to draw your attention right down here. That is where the system, boy, I hate having a cold. It's just awful. Uh, Nobody has time for that. That's the area down there that we're going to watch. And then what's interesting to me is the GFS develops a huge area of disturbed weather all around. And so I don't know if it's accurate. I mean, because that's just a lot of energy. Is it going to eventually just focus over here? But there's a huge area of unsettled weather that the GFS is starting to put together here. And then it finally consolidates a system south of Hispaniola, drags it across that area, and then we're out in about 10 days. That's far enough. But the GFS typically follows what we would normally see climatologically, that something develops here and moves off to the northeast in some form or fashion with time. That is what we typically see. Then let's go look at the euro. Now, the euro is interesting. The operational does not show nearly as concentrated an area. But what the Euro does show is more of an area getting tucked into the Northwest Caribbean over here. So if it's stronger, then that could be a big problem. The Euro showing that, and the Canadian is showing that. And unfortunately, the Canadian model is a lot stronger. But look what happens. It tucks it in there, comes real close to Jamaica, very close to the Cayman Islands. And by day 10, sitting up in the northwest Caribbean Sea. Now, if we look at this from the Ensemble perspective, this is the ECMWF, EPS, the Ensemble Prediction System. And there's quite a few members, it's not zero, that do get this into the Gulf of Mexico as a fairly strong system. That's what those red lines indicate, that the pressures would be 960 millibars or lower. Most members are very weak. I want to make that very clear. But there are a few that do get this into the Gulf, so we can't just completely write this thing off and ignore it. Nothing to be alarmed with yet, but there's it's not zero. Let's just be honest about it. And then the GFS ensembles, pretty large envelope of tracks that go this way. And then, yes, there are a few that come up into the Gulf of Mexico and one kind of in between there. So, yeah, we got to watch this. It's still hurricane season. And, we knew this was coming with the pattern, the favorable MJO setting in. And of course, let me just go back to this. We're at time zero right here on October 28th. Even a week out, 168 hours out, that does put us on the 4th of November. So this is going to bleed on into November. And there's even indications that this will just continue this pattern. And I'll just run the GFS all the way out. Unsettled weather just stays in the vicinity of the Caribbean for the next couple of weeks. So we might get one or two different developments out here as the models try to figure out all of this energy, all of this heat down here, and what to do with it. It's quite the favorable setup, and maybe the model guidance isn't used to dealing with that this quote unquote late in the year. So yeah, we just got to pay attention. All right, got a few people on the chat this morning. Good to see you guys. Let's see what Rodney says. Of course, the Euro and Canadian and the GFS, yeah, they don't agree. They never do in the beginning, and the CNC model could be a problem. Yeah, exactly. That's why we got to watch it, but don't worry about it too much. Don't, I know a lot of people are going to be very anxious, rightfully so, in the southeastern United States because of what has happened with Helene and Milton, especially. So again, it's hurricane season. We need to watch down here, and beyond that, we'll figure it out as we go along. Again, for whatever reason, my webcam has decided, hey, look, it's working again. A miracle. It is an October 28th miracle. See, I got the puffy eyes though, because I got this cold. I guess when you gather 30 or 40 people for a wedding and you got it's good stress, but it's still stress. My son got married Thursday. Lots of people coming in, everybody mingling around, whatever, and kids are back in school, bound to get sick at some point. But luckily, it's just a head cold. I have no body aches, no fever that I'm aware of. I got energy. I just don't feel good right here, as you can tell. So that's the update for today, this morning. I got to get going. I got to get over to Cedar Key. Somehow or another, I'm going to pull off being on Fox Weather at 12:30 and I think 1:30. Luckily, I'll drink a whole bunch of water on the way over and try to flush some of this out. And once I get moving, you know how it is. Once you get moving, moving is living. And I should feel better getting that sunshine over there. But I'm going to go to Cedar Key and meet with a couple people over there that have dealt with a lot over these last 2 years, really, Adalia and Helene. Luckily, Milton didn't do too much to Cedar Key. And then I got to pick up one of our camera systems from a good friend of ours, Lance, down near Tampa. Lance, if you're watching, I'll see you later today, buddy. And then have dinner with one of our colleagues, CJ, this evening as we just continue to look at the season that's in front of us. And we're already starting to make plans and bring together ideas, plant the seeds for next hurricane season and severe storms next spring. And of course, upcoming winter weather coverage as we continue to try to do it all and expand what we do here to get everybody involved and aware of all kinds of impactful weather, with hurricanes being the central theme. All right. So let's see, stop sharing. I think it's done sharing. Hopefully you could see me and I didn't just ruin that. I don't know sometimes how this Zoom works. All right, so that's it from me for today. Um, Let me go back to sharing the screen so I can at least get to the exit slide. Yeah, I won't quite call this a disaster, but this wasn't my best update. Whatever, we're all friends and family here, right? We just deal with it. Hey, I'm over in the corner. That's good. Anyway, you guys have a good rest of your Monday. I really appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for dealing with my head cold. I will have a regular video discussion tomorrow morning, and after a good night's sleep coming up tonight, fingers crossed, I'll feel a lot better tomorrow, and we'll do just a regular discussion, not live. And then maybe another live discussion Wednesday morning before I start heading back to North Carolina. All right. All right. Now let's see if I can exit gracefully, hopefully. Where's the little controller here? There we go. Video gone. Now I can say my goodbyes. Have a good rest of your Monday. Mark Sudduth, Hurricane Track. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.